Hello and welcome to How to Be a Better DM. My name's Caden Otley and I am your host today. How to Be a Better DM is the podcast to help you, the DM, be better prepared for all of your sessions and hopefully give you some new ideas on how to play your game. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the best online resources for making a more immersive D&D world. And of course, this is my experience and different things that I've found that have helped me, and so hopefully they can help you as well. So first off, number one, we have Monument Studios. So Monument Studios is the go-to platform for finding any music, sound effects, or ambience for your gameplay. And they're actually, the music that I played in the intro is from Monument Studios, and we're very grateful for them because they're also a sponsor of this podcast in our upcoming live play show, The Pact and Boon. And as I'm sure you know, having music, sound effects makes the world come to life. When you're describing to your characters the city around them and, you know, they're trotting into town on horseback and you can hear the hooves on cobblestone, or they're in a forest and you hear birds chirping and the soft rustle of leaves as the wind passes through. It really just adds a whole other element to your gameplay. I actually end up using a lot of these. They have one-shot sounds, and you know, you can. I'll play a few right here for you, so you can kind of hear what they sound like. But they have, you know, a pen scribbling, or they have rock falls, they have different spell sounds, they have a throat clearing, they have, I mean, even stuff for sci-fi and you know, old Western kind of things, like they have a spaceship docking at a space station. So please go check out Monument Studios, and when you go to their app Fantasy Plus, if you decide to sign up and give it a shot, you can get 10% off by using the code BETTERDM. Even crazier, it's only $4.99 per month, and so it's extremely affordable. You get a Hollywood quality sound library at your fingertips, and it will level up your gameplay. Next up on the list is something really cool that I found, and this is a website called dndspeak.com, and they have all kinds of things, but I found their website because I needed my players in their campaign were in a magical forest, and I wanted them to have an experience with the different plants and mushrooms that were growing there, especially because I had, you know, a couple of druids in the party, and I knew that they would be wanting to wander off the path and explore. So it's really cool. They have a D100 table specifically for this mushroom or these mushrooms, but they have other lists for a D100 lists for books, encounters, food and drink, items and treasures, NPCs, just all kinds of things. And just to give you a little taste of that as well, so here I'll roll a dice. And I got a 17. Okay, so here's Locusti fungili, the madcap mushroom, is a small brownish mushroom with a red mark on his cap that's similar to an X. When consumed, this mushroom gives its consumer a mental map of its environment within 3d12 of the spot it was picked. So as you can see, this is pretty fantastic, really cool tool, especially for exploring and just making your world feel so real. You know, your players are going to be astounded at how prepared it seems. So again, that is dndspeak.com, and they have all kinds of tools. They have a tab for fantasy, sci-fi. They even have like different DM tools for, you know, it looks like they have pocket dungeons, and, you know, you can go subscribe to their Patreon for more content. So thanks to them for making my life easier. So number 3 on the list, and this is one that I came across just a few weeks ago, is the Thieves Guild. And so this is thievesguild.cc. That's their URL. And when you first go there, they have an entire section for shops. And so that's the section I'm going to be focusing on, but they have a ton of other tools that you can check out if you go check out their website. So under their shops and pricing, You have the Adventurer's Shop, Alchemist, Blacksmith, Bookstore. They have a Fletcher, General Goods. They have a Magic Items Dealer. They even have a shady illicit goods section that you can check out. And if you're anything like me, when your players go shopping, you've scrambled to create prices and lists off the top of your head of what these shops might have, but this website does it for you. So if I click here on the Alchemist and Potion Shop, you guys can't see my screen, so I'm going to just describe to you what I'm seeing. You have a list of adventuring gear. So we have, in the Alchemist shop, we have an acid vial, we have an antitoxin, we have a healer's kit, we have oil, potions, a poisoner's kit. And then they have a normal cost, a low cost, and a high cost, which kind of helps because, we're in this, in your world, it might be more of a bargain system. And so your players might be able to negotiate the prices down. And haggling is most of the fun that can be had in the market. So then it also has weight if you like to track that kind of stuff. And it also has checks that kind of show how rare these different items are. So you can see if it's limited, if it's rural, if, it'd be found in more of an urban setting. So anyway, that's an amazing tool that really helps with creating an immersive marketplace that feels real. As long as you have some kind of a name generator to go with it and, or just a really creative imagination, you can come up with shop names on the spot and have a pretty amazing market at your fingertips. So again, that is thievesguild.cc, and please go check them out. Number 4. So number 4 is one that I found when I started, I can't remember where I found this. It was somewhere on Reddit, I think. Someone came up with Mordenkainen's Risky Whiskey. And Risky Whiskey is just it's a wild magic surge, basically. And so when the players drink this risky whiskey, something happens. And anyway, number 4 is a totally random magical effects D1000 from a website called Chartopia. And I'll have all of these linked in the podcast description so you can check them out that way as well. But this has so many, obviously 1,000 different random magical effects that can happen. And some of them are extremely powerful and some of them are just hilarious. In my most recent campaign, again, my players were in that same forest and a combat scenario happened. One of the players decided to drink some of the risky whiskey thinking that it was going to give them some powerful magic surge. Instead, what ended up happening is a cat appeared in front of them, ran up to them and whispered, "I'm sorry," and then left. and that was their random magical effect. And when they took another shot, an entire field of wild flowers bloomed in front of them. So it really creates some funny flavor in your campaign, and I've enjoyed using it, and I've used it for other things as well. So yeah, again, Chartopia and totally random magical effects D1000. So go check that out in the description. I'm sure you could use that in your campaign. Okay, and number 5. So this one is really, really cool. I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but I'm going to give it a shot. So it's a random map generator from Wataboo, I think it's pronounced. It's Watabou. And if you type in Wataboo on Google, you can find them. But again, I'll have this linked in the description. So really cool thing about Wataboo. So they have different packages that you can, or different generators that you can use. So one of them is a medieval fantasy city generator. They have a cave generator. They have a neighborhood generator. They have a generator for one-page dungeons. They have pixel dungeons. They even have like village generators and a city viewer. My favorite is the Perilous Shores. Perilous Shores will generate kind of islands and coastal towns, which are really nice for wanting, when you want to keep your players in one space. It's really nice to just generate an island and not have to worry about them straying too far without having to get on a ship. But Wataboo makes it really easy to use. So if you click into one of these fantasy generators, you can right click and go through and adjust parameters and create these really beautiful maps that are free to download. So if you don't want to spend hours and hours drawing a map until you're completely committed to the world, I understand. And this is normally what I'll do is I'll come in here, kind of start generating things to get some ideas. They'll even generate names and locations and different trails, which makes it really, really easy to just start a campaign and not have to worry too much about hashing out every single or every little location or hand drawing a map or paying money to, get on a program like Incarnate or different map software. So thank you, Watabu, and definitely go check them out. Tell me what you think. Anyway, thank you for tuning in today. Again, these are just my top 5 online resources for making a more immersive D&D world. All 5 of these really are game changers. Whether it's your players walking through a forest and you need to be able to list different magical things that they run into, magical plants, magical mushrooms, or a more immersive marketplace. All of these will lead to less stress on your brain. You can kind of let the technology do the work, the tedious work, while you focus on more of the creative storytelling aspects. Your players are going to be amazed with how prepared your whole world seems once you start using tools just like this. So again, thanks for tuning in to How to Be a Better DM, and I'll catch you next time.
Do you love these podcast episodes but aren't always able to listen to them? Do you learn better reading information rather than listening to it? Here's what you can do. Go to sessionzerostudios.com/newsletter. Sign up for our weekly newsletter. You'll get tips and tricks sent directly to your inbox in written format that you can read and reference whenever you want. You'll get tips that we don't share on the podcast and bonus techniques that, frankly, no one has ever heard before. Again, sessionzerostudios.com/newsletter and get those free tips and techniques right to your inbox every week.